this dish I'm going to make for you guys today is a stuffed acorn squash. It's actually vegan, so you can have it as an entree for your vegan guests, or it can be a gorgeous side. Okay, so I'm starting with 2 acorn squash. These are in season right now, and they just are beautiful. They look like fall. If you look at them, they just sing fall. So in order to make this an edible item, first thing you gotta do is kind of cut them in half. So turn them on this piece, the stem end, sit it down so that it's more stable. Find that a serrated blade works better on hard rind objects. So we're gonna take this serrated blade knife and we're gonna cut down the middle. Notice I'm cutting away from myself so I don't hurt myself. All right, so I got them all scraped out. All the seeds are out of them. And I'm gonna brush them with a little bit of oil. Put a little oil in my little bowl here. Just regular olive oil. It doesn't have to be extra virgin or anything like that. Get a little brush and just get the outsides kind of painted. They're gonna go nicely on the outside there. Then we're gonna roast them in an oven. We're gonna roast them in a 400-degree oven just to kind of get them toasted really nicely, partially cooked. We're gonna pull them out in about 30 minutes, maybe 25. We're gonna give them a little test. And then we're gonna add in the rice and put them back in the oven. Oh, here we go. Okay, now I'm gonna work on the rice while the acorn squash is in the oven. So I've got 1.25 cups of vegetable stock. I've got 1 cup of wild rice, which I have rinsed off with a fine mesh sieve. A lot of times rice gets dusty, so we want to rinse it off. And by making it damp like this, it'll soak up the broth a little bit better too. So I'm gonna put this in the broth while the acorn squash is in the oven. Give that a stir. Now I want to add some herbs to this while it's cooking so it absorbs the flavor. I have 3 different herbs on my plate here. I have thyme. Thyme is beautiful, smells amazing. I like it a lot. And sage. Sage has these beautiful, like little soft leaves. They remind me of little lamb's ears, and they're very popular around the holidays. So we're gonna take a couple pieces of sage. We're gonna do a small quantity here because I'm only doing 2 whole acorn squashes to give me 4 halves, and I don't need a ton of seasoning in there because that will overpower it. Our rice is simmering, it's almost done. I wanna add another little pop of flavor that's gonna give that holiday zhuzh it up a little bit. All right, I'm putting a little bit of oil in my pan here. I get my pan going. All right, here we go. Right here, I have about 1/4 cup of each of these. I've got onions, I've got dried cranberries, and I have pecans. Pecans, and I say pecan because I'm from the South. Pecans add that nice little pop of crunch to all this nice texture. The cranberries are like little jewels, little gems that pop out. They're beautiful for color as well as little bites of sweetness. And then of course, onion. Onion is always good when you're doing any kind of savory dish. So I'm gonna put my onions in here, get them sauteed a little bit because we're gonna stir them in at the end. We don't wanna have raw onions. That's not the crunch we're going for here. We're getting the crunch from the pecans. So I'm gonna saute these onions until they're tender, they're just barely soft. And then I'm gonna add in the cranberries and the pecans. I'm gonna give the pecans a little toast in here with the onions and get the cranberries nice and warmed up, and they'll plump up a little bit. Okay, we got our pecans and cranberries and onions all sauteed together. Our rice is just about completely done. We need to leave it a little bit because it's going back into the oven in just a minute. About 15 more minutes with the acorn squash. Give it just a tad more cohesiveness. So I'm gonna stir this all together. I'll pull this over here towards me. Make sure that's off. Stir this all together. And while I'm tossing this a little bit, I add in a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and just a little bit of parsley. I had some of that beautiful chopped fresh parsley. I'm gonna stir that in. I just took a peek a second ago at the squash, so I'm gonna pull those out and we're gonna be ready to stuff it all together here. Okay, got the acorn squash out of the oven now. Let's stick a knife, see how easily that goes right into the flesh. It is pretty much almost done. I'm gonna give these another little sprinkle of salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna put the rice in it, and they're going back into the oven for 15 more minutes. Here we go. Nice big scoop in there. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? If you want these to stay vegetarian, but not necessarily vegan, you can add a little Parmesan to it, and that would give it a little more pop of flavor at the end. But I think these are going to be amazing just like they are. They have beautiful color, beautiful flavors, all that wild rice, that roasted herbs, vegetable stock. This is going to be delicious. It's going to make an absolute gorgeous, stunning entree, or, I mean, it's a big side dish, but it's going to be gorgeous. That's what the holidays are all about, right? Alright, these good babies are going right back in the oven. Okay, here they are. They're out of the oven. They're beautiful. They're nice and golden around the edges. All the rice is warmed all the way through. Since it's for the holiday meal, I thought I'd take the rest of that thyme that we had left over for our herbs, and we're going to use that to kind of garnish our plate here. Now scoop these off. Look at this. Look, they almost look like hearts. It's kind of like love for the holidays, right? Oh, they are toasty. On there. That last one. Look at that beautiful plate.